Coming up, I've got your Champions League and Ravens Cowboys bets for tonight. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode, the Tuesday edition here of Winning Bets, where we give out free sports picks on every day, Monday through Friday. So let's jump on into it. Before I give you guys the Champions League and the football bets for tonight, let's go ahead and recap yesterday. You guys recall we had 3 bets on the Washington-Pittsburgh game yesterday. We started off with that cash. The first drive ended in a punt. So that's now 3 times we've now made that bet, 2 times here in a row on that show. So we're just going to keep riding that out. I mean, that's a really good bet in terms of you got the Washington team is the only team in the National Football League that has any points on their opening drives. And then you combine that with a really strong defense. As you saw last night, they shut down the Steelers' offense numerous times. And on that opening drive, I mean, just a phenomenal front 7, front 4 by that Washington team. So we'd love making that bet. We'll guarantee, I don't know who Washington's playing this weekend, but I can almost guarantee you we're going to be making that same bet as it's now cashed 3 times in a row for us. We then backed that up with Logan Thomas over 2.5 receptions. That was a nice, easy cash. That cashed on the second drive of the game. I don't know how many receptions he ended up with, but I know at one point I saw he had 8, and he hadn't quite caught that touchdown late in that game yet, so he at least ended up with 9. Again, I don't know what his number was, but over 2.5 was just really easy. We provided the number that said that should cash easily, and that was nice that did cash easily. We did lose one bet, though, on that game, and that was the Antonio Gibson over his rushing total. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, the guy gets injured on the second drive of the game, and he doesn't make a return. It's just really unfortunate because so far at that point he had 2 carries for 14 yards. So certainly looked like he was feeling it. He was having a good night and looked like maybe he was going to get that relatively easy for us. But yeah, I can't do anything about an injury. It's just other than it just really hurts to lose that bet. If we go ahead and flip it over now to that Bills-49ers game, you guys remember we had 4 bets on that game. The first one we had was a nice cash. We took the Gabriel Davis and over his receiving total. That's now 2 straight weeks we've gotten that bet to cash. And I can almost guarantee you again, we're going to make that same bet again this week. And look, the sportsbooks continue to treat Gabriel Davis as if he's the number 4 wide receiver on this team. We've talked about it here on the show now a couple times. He's no longer the number 4 wide receiver on that team. He's replaced John Brown. He's on the field every single time the Buffalo Bills go in 2 wide receiver sets. So he's cashed this bet now for us easily 2 weeks in a row. If this was John Brown, the number would be, somewhere probably in the 60 to 70 range. I look at Bills props obviously every week. You guys know I'm a Bills fan. And that's what John Brown's, number has been, around that 60, 70 range. And I don't know why Gabriel Davis isn't getting that same respect because he's playing that same role. But hey, as long as they keep giving us this number in the 30s as they have the last 2 weeks, we'll keep riding this out until it loses. Speaking of losses, unfortunately, then we ran into some really bad luck here on last night's game there. We lost the Zach Moss rushing total over prop. It's just really unfortunate. So he had the fumble. He was the running back who fumbled it there pretty much on the goal line when the Bills needed to go 99 yards to get a touchdown. It was just a really bad exchange by him and Josh Allen. It was all Zach Moss's fault. And after that point, he only had 1 snap the rest of the game. That happened early in the first quarter, that fumble. He didn't see his next snap until about midway through the fourth quarter when it was 3rd and inches. He went in the doghouse, according to Sean McDermott, obviously. And because they've been showing you the last 3 weeks, we provided the numbers. He was actually out-snapping Devin Singletary. So Sean McDermott just wanted to send a message to his rookie that, hey, fumbles are obviously unacceptable. And obviously that just absolutely crushed our bet that he never saw the field pretty much that rest of that entire game. So that was unfortunate. And then we also lost our Mozart bets. I mean, the 49ers got behind a little bit too big there in the second half, and they really abandoned the running game. Again, it was really unfortunate because he averaged 4.7 yards per carry in that game. We gave you the number on yesterday's show that his average was 4.8. So he was right there at his average, obviously, and he just didn't get enough carries. He only needed 2 more carries to get over his rushing total. And unfortunately, like I said, the 49ers just kind of got blown out in that second half most of the time. So they went away from the run, switched it up more to the pass, and that just did us in right there. So ran into some bad luck with the running backs, whether it was Antonio Gibson Gibson, Moss, or Mozart. We're just running into some bad luck. That happens. So on the Monday night, we were 3-4 and down 1.72 units, but it's just unfortunate because if one of those bets go the other way and we end up 4-3, we have profit. And now, granted, it's a small amount of profit, but we still have profit. So we'll just, shake off that bad luck, get back up on that horse, and get back after it today. We did, guys, though. Did you guys notice Southampton came through and got the win for me? How about that? My 5-legged parlay where we take the 5 teams or the 5 results that I predict on the NBC Sports Predictor app for $50,000, dumped them in a $5 parlay, and we got this one to cash. We've now done this bet 7 times so far this season because we didn't start until week 5, and we got our first win in 7 tries. So hopefully I've convinced you guys to come along with me now. If you commit, though, to doing this has definitely got to be a commitment every single week. You can't, do it for the first 2 or 3, or do it, like I said, for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, have it not hit and then get upset with me. No, this is a bet that you make it for the long term. It's going to hit probably anywhere from 2 to 4, maybe 5 times throughout the course of the season. So you'll eventually win back all your money and plenty more. But it's just a long haul commitment. Hopefully, like I said, you guys will be riding that with me now. Actually did really good on that game. We got every game or every result right. But then we got 2 of the scores right too. We got that Tottenham result right. And we got yesterday's Southampton result right. So we got 34 points this week in that game. So just a really good, solid week playing that game. And also making that, putting that work to, real bets and making a really big profit for me there on that. So just hopefully you guys will follow me along. And I look forward to hearing from you guys next week if you guys end up doing that. All right, let's jump on into it now for those Champions League and those NFL bets. I've got 3 Champions League bets for you and 3 NFL bets. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and I got 3 NFL bets for you. I will warn you guys, I will just give you some caution that Matchday 6 now in Champions League is a lot harder to predict because, teams have already secured whether it's, promotion into the knockout stages or whether it's Europa League or whether they're destined to finish in 4th place and not get anything. So it's just when you look at it and you see, for example, Chelsea's playing Krasnodar. Well, Chelsea smashed them in the reverse fixtures. You figure, well, they're going to do the same again. Well, I'm not too sure because Chelsea and Sevilla have nothing to play for. Chelsea is going to be finished first. Sevilla is finished second. And Krasnodar has already secured Europa League. So there's just, how do you handicap that, right? I think it's really tough. Chelsea, you're going to get the ultimate B squad in this matchup as they now, get ready for their winter, trudge through the Premier League where it's just really, heavy, congested fixture list in the month of December in the Premier League. So you're going to get Chelsea's B squad, which that is probably good enough to beat Krasnodar because Krasnodar, like I said, they've secured 3rd place. Maybe they're going to try out their B squad as well. I don't know sitting here at this time. You have to wait and see lineups to be sure. And then for Sevilla Rennes, kind of the same thing. You're probably going to get a mix of B squads in that matchup. So I just warn you guys just to be a little cautious before you just immediately place bets when you look at, who's playing who, because there are going to be guys playing these games that you're just really unfamiliar with. Same thing if we look at, want to talk about a couple more of these. I'm just going to kind of run through these with you guys just so I can help you because not all of these involve my bets, but I do want to help you guys if you're thinking about making bets. The other group, you've got Lazio versus Brugge. Look, the winner advances to the knockout phase. The loser will go to Europa League. If there's a draw, then Lazio will advance to the knockout phases. So that's what you've got in that game. Lazio can also still get in the 1st place. Look, if they win and Dortmund either draw or gets a loss, then Lazio can get in the 1st place and secure the better opponent in the knockout phase. So lots on the line here for Lazio. And then Dortmund could also get in 1st place. They need a win or a Brugge win to secure 1st place. So Dortmund's obviously still got a lot to play for. If we look at the other group that's got Barcelona and Juventus in it, Barcelona is going to be in 1st with a win or a draw, and Juventus will come in 1st place with a win as well, and then it'll come down to goal differential. So a little bit to play there, but not a whole lot really to play for. The real matchup in this game is versus Dynamo Kiev versus Ferencvaros. Look, the winner will advance to Europa League. Both of these clubs know that they need a win to get in Europa League. If there is a draw and the total goals in that match is under 4.5, the Dynamo Kiev will advance to Europa League. So these clubs, though, have a lot to play for. They need to get into Europa League. That's where these clubs are going to secure a lot of their profit and revenue this term because they're not getting it through ticket sales with the spectators not in the stadium. So just really a huge, massive games for both of these clubs to get into Europa League. And then for the last group, we've got, the last group, you've got the one there with United You've got the one with PSG, and you've got the one there with Leipzig. All of them have 9 points. All three of those clubs are going to be going for it. Anybody can finish in first. Obviously, they'll all be continuing to play in Europe. It's just whether it's in Champions League or Europa League. So just a really big game there. I did not put in a bet against United. I got way too much invested in this game being a fan. And to be quite honest, United only needs a draw. So it's one of those scenarios of, again, when you get into match day 6, where, yeah, United smashed Leipzig in the reverse fixture, but now they only need a draw. So how will they come out and play? What will be their tactics? That's what the kind of thing that I'm just trying to warn you guys and cautious is. It's not, when you look at these lineups or when you look at these matchups, it's just not an immediate, oh, this is going to happen because, again, United's playing for a draw maybe, or this club's not playing for anything because everything's already sealed up. So I just warn you guys just to be cautious. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm going to give you guys my 3 bets now here in the Champions League. The first one I want to look at is that Dynamo Kiev versus the Ferencvaros matchup. This one was 2-2 in the reverse fixture. Both teams have conceded a ton of goals in this group because they are matched up with Barcelona and Juventus. But it's really against these two clubs. And like I just said a few minutes ago, how these clubs need to get in the Europa League. It's good. This one's going to be an absolute bloodfest. They're just going to be going at it. Even when a club gets up 1-0, it's not like they're just going to sit back and absorb pressure because that's probably going to lead to a goal at some point. So even when a club gets up 1-0, they're just going to keep battling and going at each other. So I think this one's going to be fascinating. Obviously, you see each team scoring a goal. So that's going to be the bet for me in this one. It's both teams to score. And that comes in at minus 124 over at DraftKings. The next one I want to look at here is PSG versus Basaksehir. This is the club there from Turkey. PSG won the reverse fixture 2-0. PSG only need a draw, but with a win, they'll secure first place. So I don't believe they'll be playing this game to get a draw. They're a far better superior than their opponent. But you want to get in the first place if you have that opportunity. It provides you the better opponent to go up against in the knockout round in that first round. So while they only need a draw, I do think they'll be definitely going for the win. Basaksehir, they've been shut out 2 of their 5 games. PSG has 2 clean sheets in their 5 games, and PSG has only conceded 5 goals in the entire tournament so far. To me, this one's going to be an uncomfortable sweat, but it's going to be PSG on the money line. Parlay that with both teams to score no, and that comes in at minus 111 over at FanDuel. The one fear in that game is if PSG gets up 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, they get a little lackadaisical maybe late in that second half and give one up. But they held them to a clean sheet in the reverse fixture. PSG is far superior. I think they'll get it done and get another clean sheet for us here today. My last Champions League bet is on that Lazio Brugge game that we talked about a little bit earlier. You guys recall we used my soccer system here in the reverse fixture and we got a real nice cash. The game ended in a 1-1 result. I took a lot of heat from a fair number of people prior to that game when they were like, "Are you kidding me? Like Lazio's got nobody playing in that game because they were stricken with COVID. Top scorer Immobile, he was out. I mean, everybody for Lazio was out. But you know what? Lazio's B squad is better than a team from Belgium, and that's what I believed, and that's why we made that bet, and that's why we got that cash. So the B squad held Bruges to a 1-1 draw. Now you're getting Lazio's top players in. We've talked about how they really need to win this game a few minutes ago. Immobile has scored in 8 straight competitive matches. This one to me is an easy bet. It's Lazio on the money line, and that comes in at minus 140. All right, let's flip it over now to Tuesday Night Football here in the National Football League. We've got the Cowboys and Ravens. You guys already know how I feel about this game because I uploaded a video yesterday for a chance to win $25,000 on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. So go ahead and check that video out if you haven't. But if you have, you obviously, again, you know how I feel about it. So I'll just go ahead and hit you guys with the 3 bets that I've got. Before I hit you with the 3 bets, let me remind you there is a DraftKings promotion. If you have DraftKings, they're giving away what they call the no-brainer odds boost. They're giving you even money on Lamar Jackson to complete at least 1 pass. It's a max it's a max $25 bet, but all you got to do is complete 1 pass, and you guys can win an easy $25. So if you haven't submitted or gone into DraftKings and you have DraftKings available, go ahead and obviously get that bet in because we all know he's going to complete at least 1 pass. So they're pretty much giving you guys a free $25. All right, as for my 3 bets, I'm going to go ahead and do a teaser. It's a modified 6-point teaser like we used last week that we got a cash. Let's go right back to it again. I'm going to tease Ravens minus 3.5 and do the under at 59.5, and that comes in at minus 142 over at FanDuel. So Ravens minus 3.5. I'm doing under 59.5, and that's minus 142 over at FanDuel. The next bet I want to look at here is Luke Wilson. Look, Luke Wilson is going to be Mark Andrews in this game and Nick Boyle in this game. Nick Boyle is on IR. Mark Andrews is reportedly, according to Ian Rappaport, not playing this game. So Luke Wilson is here. His over-under on receptions is 1.5. If this was Mark Andrews or Nick Boyle, it'd be 3.5. I don't understand why the sports books aren't. It's the same thing with Gabriel Davis, right? They're not taking into account what Luke Wilson is going to be replacing in this game, or what Gabriel Davis is replacing in games where he's taking over for John Brown. Luke Wilson should catch 2 passes. I mean, Mark Andrews gets almost double-digit targets every game. So Luke Wilson should do the same. It's not like Lamar Jackson is going to go differently with the ball. The offense goes through the tight ends. He's still going to look at the tight ends. They believe in the guys that are on the field. He's not going to see, Luke Wilson not throw Luke Wilson the ball. So to me, this one's really, really easy. It's Luke Wilson over 1.5 receptions, and that comes in at minus 113 over at FanDuel. He even got 2 targets last week. He didn't catch any of them because RG3 sucks and can't throw an accurate pass, but he got 2 targets last week. Telling you, this one should be an easy cash, so let's just hope it cooperates. And then the last bet I want to give you guys here for this game is I'm going to do Andy Dalton over 20.5 pass completions, and that's at even money over at DraftKings. Look, he's been in the 3 games, he's been the full starter in terms of playing all 4 quarters. He hasn't gotten injured or come in midway through, taking over for Dak Prescott, what have you. This bet cashed in all 3. It cashed against the Cardinals, it cashed against the Vikings, and it cashed against Washington in game 2. So as long as he plays all 60 minutes, this bet should cash. And then again, you guys know how I feel about this from the Fox Bet Super 6 app. I would expect the Cowboys to be throwing the ball even later in the game to try and catch up and catch back up to the Ravens. So that should get us obviously more completions there. So those are the 3 bets I'll roll with in the Champions League, and those are the 3 bets I'll roll with here on Cowboys versus Ravens. Go ahead and like this video and share it with your friends so we can all cash and we can all win some money. And we'll come back tomorrow, we'll recap it, and we'll get in some more Champions League bets for Wednesday's actions. I'm Jason Mattis. Enjoy your day. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.